Alright, well, I'll note for those who are basically watching this video, this is actually coming after essentially the recording of 5 other videos for the Rifarian Empire. I basically went into this game with another one of the empires, and I played for a little bit. Got to show off some more content about the game, and, well, I'm happy about that. However, I'm actually thinking at this point that I'm going to basically stop playing Birth of the Empires. I'll note that I basically started this, this series for this game to sort of show it off. And for the most part, I believe I basically have done so more than enough. I've shown off, a lot of the concepts in this game, the material management, a lot of, the old features that, derive from Birth of the Federation with, the spying and, the ship battles, sort of. But it's actually come to the point where I'm actually thinking that I'm actually not really interested in playing this game that much more in this, because even though I probably want to do a complete series for this game perhaps in the future, I don't feel right now it's basically at the point where I'm considering it fun to play. And I'll sort of tell you a little bit about why that is. So I'll note that I usually play games, for the fun of it on recordings and stuff like that. And Birth of the Empires is much the same way. It basically is a nice throwback to those times of Birth of the Federation, which was a game I enjoyed in my youth quite a bit. However, the thing about this game here is that it doesn't feel complete. And part of the reason it doesn't feel complete is because it doesn't really have information on invading planets, what do the modifiers for troops do and stuff like that. There's also other stuff like spying. It's basically completely the same as the one from Birth of the Federation, so to speak, but it's a little bit more complicated, but doesn't really have explanations for what you have to basically do to basically make things work. Basically, there's a lot that could be done to improve this game, and I don't think, it's basically just there yet for, being a game that's something that is just fun to play. The rules basically need to be more clearly established. More information has to be, given out there. It needs to be fleshed out more in some areas, I think, the ship battles, perhaps. It's playable, right? But it's not, fantastical or anything. So that's basically my thoughts on this game as it basically is. Now, note with this campaign here, as you can see the variants, I basically had a fairly good start. I'll note that for this campaign here, I got to show off a little bit what happens here at War People. The Karens basically attacked me, though they never really expanded all that much. We got to see a little bit what happens when the unknown aliens basically pop up and do their thing to you. There's basically lots of stuff that enjoyed in this little quick run through of the game. But I'm at the point where I'm thinking I'm just not interested in playing the game just first. So if you're looking for a full playlist of this game, you're not going to find it here. But I will say though that you will if you're just looking for information about what the game's all about, you'll probably get that from this playlist and all that. But yeah, that's this is just a quick video to sort of let you guys know about that. I basically lost interest in this game. I'm moving on for the most part.